Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Fools podcast. In today's episode, we talk about existential nihilism. Ivan shares his poem, Light of a Situation, and Angel shares his poem, What Makes Us Different. We have a friend who has recently been in an accident, and her GoFundMe page can be found in our description. For the second half, we have Ivan hyped on potentially meeting a hero, and that leads us into talking about action figures. All songs could be found in our description along with a GoFundMe. Thank you, I hope you enjoy the episode.
You feeling nihilistic yet?
I'm feeling nihilistic after that SpongeBob episode. Alright, let's go!
Is your belief in all belief systems collapsing?
my beliefs? Nah, I mean, it made sense that it was just acceptance, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
It's good morning somewhere.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Let's go!
Right. That's right.
Alright. You do it too.
Why me?
Because you do it better. What the hell?
Let's go!
Do it. Go ahead.
Let's go. I probably fucked the audio up with that.
You're fucking up everybody's ears.
Yeah. we got a good one here today.
Do we?
We watched the SpongeBob thing right now. We all want to explain what that SpongeBob thing was?
Well, the overall topic is existential nihilism. But SpongeBob has an episode where they explore it. And we just watched a video of how it happened.
Well, what do you guys think about it? As you guys talk, I'm gonna look up actual existential nihilism stuff on Google and shit.
Yeah, existentialism comes from wondering why I was born here when I could have been born in any other timeline. So it's like that kind of mentality. And then the nihilism part comes from the disbelief in all
so it just has
systems.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to be here.
Yeah. And then the nihilistic part is what makes it even worse, because now you're so negative, you just don't want to do anything.
Don't you think it's funny though? Because sometimes I use that as a positive. I'm like, none of this matters. So I don't have to do this, which is better for me.
Yeah. But it's because you're not nihilistic.
No, but it's the fact that I don't it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's better.
That's just
Existential life crisis.
The existentialism. Oh my god.
What? That was me fucking up.
Oh, you trying to help me? We're all fucking up. No, but yeah, you're right though.
Optimistic nihilism deals with the existential concept of, in quotations, the absurd. Human beings naturally seek meaning. Bro, this thing's all written weird. But we live in a world with no innate meaning. Yeah.
I feel like it's crazy because the ending of the thing pretty much states Squidward went from being nihilistic and wanting to be alone and shit.
Yeah.
But then that in and of itself was torture for him. So then he wants those interactions, but when he gets back, he already rejects them because of how absurd they are with SpongeBob and Patrick, right?
If you think about it even deeper, though, it's because no matter what time he lives in, it'll be the same.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So that's why he never truly accepted it. Yeah. Well, that's why he never truly accepted it, though, because if he accepted it, it wouldn't be the same time.
Yeah, that's the nihilistic part of it. Why is it?
That's the existential part.
No, the existential part is the fact that he's seeing all the same people and all the same timelines.
Yeah.
And he feels he knows he can't do anything about it.
And then
even for himself, he can't even accept it because then it'll be physically changing what's happening, and you can't do that.
But you know how it says that at the end he goes from knowing about all that stuff and suffering to accepting it.
Yeah.
That acceptance part. The middle ground. It's like moderation.
Yeah, he just becomes an existentialist.
I feel like he could have only accepted it while in that purgatory place. But
don't call it purgatory place, man.
What are you gonna call it?
It's your innermost thoughts.
Is that what that is? His happy place, essentially.
Well, we
could just call it his happy place, yeah.
What he thought his happy place was?
Yeah, but he thought his happy place was. That's the only place he could have accepted it, because the second he comes back to reality, there goes gravity.
Yeah.
He's just back at it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
There goes Mom's spaghetti.
I've driven myself to that point before, to where I didn't care about anything, and I felt dreadful as fuck, dude. I didn't give a shit about anything. I was mid-run. I was running. This happened 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And I was listening to Linkin Park because Linkin Park has really good breakup music. And I was almost done with my run, and I was going pretty hard. So back during that time, I was running about 3.5 miles. And towards the end of that final half mile, I would do sprints. And so I'm pretty sure I was like 3 sprints in, and then...
I think the sprints are my favorite of running. Yeah.
Typically, when you're doing running, you either want to do long distance or you just want to straight up do sprints, right? But I guess, I don't know, I just mix them both. And so I was listening to that one song from the inside, I think. I don't know what it's called, but it's from Linkin Park, when he's like, take everything from the inside and throw it all away. That shit was like, it was hitting hard, and I was like thinking about it. And you know how like if you're working out and you just kind of just think about the workout or where the muscle you're hitting, and then like it helps more.
Yeah.
So I was listening to the song and thinking about taking all my feelings out, all my emotions, all my everything, you know. And I did, and it worked. And I was like, fuck. And I didn't give a shit about anything. I didn't even give a shit about the run anymore.
You were Timmy Turner in that one episode.
Which one?
Well, he takes out all his feelings so he can feel nothing.
Oh, yeah.
So he can be cooler.
Whoa, that sounds like I never know about that one.
Specifically to get
Trinity. That's
Trixie?
the name? Trixie. Yeah.
Trixie Tang.
Well,
Yeah,
he turned into father.
Yeah.
Full Metal.
Yeah. He cared about nothing, and that's what made her want him.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
And then
And she was like, mind if I sit next to you? He's like, I don't care. And she's like, oh my God.
he goes like on this mission and to like go into a volcano that's like about to erupt and shit.
Oh yeah, you
And
want to
then
go do like some
piranhas.
Evil Knievel shit?
Yeah.
All right. I don't care.
And then Cosmo's like, oh, here's your fucking feelings, dog.
And he's like,
in mid battle, and then he's like, oh
Mid-battle. Mid jump, bro.
mid jump.
Motherfuckers say mid air fight ninjas and shit.
Hey man, that shit was dope as a kid.
Yeah, I know, bro. It still is kind of.
Bro,
Except for the fact that Bertrand was kind of.
Yeah, you were Timmy Turner
Yeah, I was almost done with the run,
with the burner.
and I didn't fucking care anymore about anything. Not at the run. Nothing. I was like, why am I even doing this? And then so like, that was like the lonely right there, and I had to find a way to come back to everything, because that's obviously no way to live. Well, some people can find like happiness in that shit, right? So like,
They just don't accept responsibility. That's what makes them feel whatever.
In the Avatar, Aang's training was teaching him to let go of everything, right? Kind of like how Star Wars paralleled. Like Luke had to let go of everything, but he could sense. He couldn't, so he still kept that, right? Same thing with Aang, he still kept it. So, and then they even tell him that, like, the other air nomads tell him that the Avatar can never become nothingness like the rest of the nomads, because he's the Avatar, he's the connection.
he has a care.
He is something.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But Zahir in Korra, he loses everything and he gains higher knowledge and he's able to fly. Like, that shit's crazy. But like,
At what cost?
At what cost? Yeah, but like,
everything has a cost. It's like Fullmetal Alchemist.
That's the thing that trips me out about Zahir, is that he's still on
his
mission of trying to get rid of the Avatar and everything like that. So like, he's giving
holding
up
on to something.
Yeah, he's let go of all of his like possessions.
Yeah, his last attachment was love, and his love died, and so that's when he flew.
So I guess his motives are just even stronger then, because there's no distractions at that point at all.
Well, I don't think like a purpose is an attachment unless you attach yourself to that purpose. I just think he saw himself that he had to do this, not that he was the one that had to do this.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, so
it had to be done, but
now that
it
he has
him.
no attachments at all, he can focus on that purpose.
Into the void.
Yeah. And I wrote a poem like before I even watched that video.
All right, we'll be quiet. I'll even turn this off for a sec.
I was reading a poem like Charles Bukowski.
Charles Bukowski?
Yeah.
I never heard what he sounds like.
No.
Nah.
He's dope. He's like Tom Waits, but poem status.
Yeah.
Do you have like an actual like way to read the poem, or are you just gonna?
I'm just gonna read it.
Oh yeah, I thought a way to read the poem in my head.
I made it in my head.
One that you post?
Yeah.
I made it in my head and I didn't speak it out loud ever. And I came up with a name for it. It's called Light of a Situation. And
this is Ivan Ortiz with Light of a Situation.
Oftentimes, I find myself slipping into the void. Few find peace in this emptiness. I find no way to live. In the grand scheme of things, our lives mean so little. But to those who know us, our bonds are not as brittle. Creativity, that is what makes us great. Gather your thoughts, as groups will propose. You were never great at all. Slip into madness, have some levity. There's much more to explore. And you can draw your own conclusions as to what I'm talking about, but I just feel like,
bro. I've always been a fan of like poems and stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like if you ever drag yourself into that loneliest of lonelies because you can't deal with whatever you're going through, and you just want to be nihilistic and you don't want to care about anything, if you don't find solace in that, which I feel like some people can, right? You need to bring yourself back into reality. Still hold some ideals of nihilism because they definitely help getting through shit, but be creative and hold on to what makes you you, and keep your bonds with people, because things don't really fucking matter, right? Like, a human has no outward input into the world as a whole, right? But the people who know you do, like, you impact those people's lives. So you can always try and better yourself, be creative.
It's kind of like you yourself give meaning to things, and other people are the exact same way. So if everybody's giving each other meaning, you know, it just makes it worth living, basically. And
that's the community aspect.
It matters, but it matters to you.
It matters to people who you don't even think matters. So, like, I don't know. I don't expect like if your uncle was still here, I don't think he would have wondered if I would have cried for him, you know. But I did. And you just don't know who you impact, you know.
You don't. It's crazy.
Exactly.
And then, bro, this bar right here, this is lit. This one.
Hey,
our lives mean so little, but to those who know us, our bonds are not as brittle. So, like, as we were talking about, you know, it just that shit hit, bro.
I like rhyme schemes a lot, and I try to. My old poems from when I was younger, like a teenager and shit, they were just full of rhymes. And then
like that Eminem stuff, bro. Eminem.
I
don't even know what that thing was called. What he does when he writes, and he like checks the like
rhyme
patterns
scheme.
And shit.
That's rhyme scheme.
No, but like there's like a.
You mean
there's like a way to call them.
Does a rhyme in each sentence and it pertains to each
like
one?
how like things are called like haiku and stuff. Like there's a way to call his, but I don't know.
That's how Outkast was too, because in each one of Outkast and MF Doom too, like all the sentences rhyme with each other sentence.
You know
it's
what
not
I
just
love to do?
the ending sentence.
I like to like have like a poem
line
that we could write like every other month or something, where it'll be like we try to do like a certain type of poem style. That'd be pretty dope.
I got 2 poems right here.
Oh yeah? And we could like do it like the first podcast of every month or something.
I do this one right here. What makes us different? What makes us different? We think the same. What makes us different? Is it the way we walk? Because I swear I strut the same. Or is it a limb is lame? What makes us different? Good is good, gloom is gloom. News that matters to whom is for. What makes us different? Perhaps the difference is you. And different still, all differences are still the same. Who knew? And that's the end of the poem.
Damn, that's fucking hard.
And I was gonna write my I was gonna write a book. A poem / fable book. Called Songs and Dances for the Mindless.
I was thinking about that, bro, because like that Milk and Honey book, it's just random poems, you know? That's that one person made, and then there's like little cute artworks with it. But anybody could do that.
Anybody could do it.
And
it's
like
your thoughts, and you can
it's
pop
your
off your
thoughts, and people want to hear
That's
other
what I was telling Ivan.
People want to hear other people's thoughts. So like, not even in a bashing way to Milk and Honey or anything. Like, you could make your own, and there's gonna be somebody out there that wants to listen to it, you know?
Of course. It'll hit someone.
Definitely post that poem, dude. That shit was beautiful.
Oh, you like that one?
Hell yeah. The 2 things inspired me to write that poem that I made. One, the day before, I watched the Serj Tankian video explaining like his motives and shit.
Cause, not to derail you, but it's like his music is so in your face, you think otherwise. And so you actually have to listen deeply to what he's actually saying.
You really do.
You have to decode what he's actually saying.
Some songs don't have no meaning.
Some songs don't. It's just rock and roll. But also, I try to find meaning in them, and then, you know.
Same here. But he
it's like sugar when he goes sugar. Like now I know what sugar means. It's just all that sugar you get in your. Ooh.
That song gets me pumped.
Another thing.
No matter what,
you know sugar, you know sugar.
No matter where I'm walking, and if I'm listening to that song, there's a strut in my step. Like I'm bouncing, dude. It's crazy. But so he has a poem book. I'm gonna buy it.
He does?
Yeah.
Who?
Serj Tankian. Yeah.
Really? My dad has 2 poem books.
Yeah, that's cool too. I want to get his
Oh,
poem books too.
plug your dad real quick.
Oh yeah, Samson Carrasquillo is. You can buy it on Amazon, I believe. There's Dark Echoes is one of them, and then the other one, his first one was Poetic Thoughts, and it was like years ago when we were in the Mangoes. I was a kid.
That was like
Yeah, that was a decade.
I want to say
That was
decade.
decades.
Yeah,
decade,
he's like he
yeah.
actually wants to come out with another one. So
That
he's-
comeback.
Yeah, so he's working on it. I'm gonna do the book cover for it.
Oh yeah,
I remember as a kid,
Yeah.
Angel had these pens
Yeah.
that had his dad's name on it. It was like a blue and white pen.
Right,
That was lit. It was like one of those triangle ones. It was like a really good pen.
Right.
And I remember I took like 5 of them from him.
Yeah, my dad was into that old school marketing, so he had business cards, and then he had pins with the book, and then like the book cover around it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he would
yeah.
pass them out to people, and have like the website on it where you can get the book. It was
Hey,
cool.
if you think about it, that's like one of your first interactions with like logo stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you just kind of see like marketing in person. You're like,
Actually, I think I was actually, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that inspired you at all?
I think it might have.
Yeah, like
Because-
just someone back there.
Yeah, it's
You're
like,
like,
I
I
think
can
what
make
it was
stuff.
is like, man, I really wish I could have did that for my dad, because I think I was drawing too
Hey, bro.
at that point.
You still could.
I know that's what I'm gonna do right now.
Yeah.
And it's dope. I'm not gonna say what he wants to cover as, but it's gonna be sick.
All right. And then
No, but
I don't know. I feel like you guys shared something, but I don't really want to share any of mine. They're like really deep. You know,
Oh no,
like hurtful deep.
I haven't explained his other thought. Share one of yours.
I forgot what I was talking about.
The inspirations.
Oh yeah, it was a Serge Tankian book.
Yeah.
And then so like I was like, damn, like it was a cool. It's a book, and it has his own artwork in that bitch. And I'm like,
Ooh,
damn.
that's what I want to do too.
Yeah, I want to have like my own poem book and have artwork.
That's
my
what,
own artwork
Gabby
and all
Hanna
this shit.
did.
Who?
Gabby Hanna. If you don't know her, she's
Nah.
a YouTuber.
Oh, I don't like her.
Yeah.
I really don't like her.
Yeah, but go on.
She's really annoying.
Yeah, the book was ass too.
Yeah. Oh, you read it?
Yeah, no, I didn't read it. I watched YouTube reviews on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about the existential nihilism thing like last week.
Long time.
Oh, yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
No,
A
it was
long
like
time ago,
long
yeah,
time
but
ago.
we didn't know if the question bringer was serious or not.
Yeah.
And
I thought he was serious.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I heard of nihilism, but I never heard of existential nihilism.
Yeah.
So, like-
yeah, nihilism's like,
Yeah,
all right,
Oh, yeah.
like whatever.
I watched that video, right, and the next
that forever though.
the next day I was thinking about nihilism yet.
Uh-huh.
I watched the Serge Tankian video, and then
Yeah.
the next day I was thinking about nihilism. I still hadn't watched the SpongeBob video yet, and so then I started thinking about my experiences with nihilism, and that's how I started writing down the poem. And yeah, so that was all inspiration.
That's really cool. Oh, like I said, I didn't want to share one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to.
Okay, no, that's cool.
Yeah, and then with the loneliest lonely, Ivan said his. I'm pretty sure I experienced it, but
I experienced it.
my entire life has been around people, you know?
Yeah.
Like, people always be sleeping at my house. I've always hanging out with people. I had 2 brothers.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't hanging out with people, I had games. So I'm not, like, really alone, you know?
Yeah,
So when, at a few of my jobs, previous jobs, I would, like, find myself in this headspace where I'm like, what's happening? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're really just gonna do this like for the rest of your life type stuff. And it's like it keeps like delving more and more, and it would always like bring up like something that would have happened at home, or like just some stuff that, and it was always negative.
yeah.
It was always negative. And the only time it became a positive was when I turned negatives into like a song or something that I would soon forget because, you know, I don't write those stuff down. So this was like 2016 on just me in my head. And it was very, very depressing. And it was very loneliest lonely type stuff. But
Was it a warehouse job?
Yeah.
That's I never worked at one of those, but I know that if I did, that should be lonely as fuck.
So
yeah,
uniform.
we
you know?
would like
Yeah.
we would look out for like other people to talk to, basically,
Yeah.
to kind of just like disrupt it. Because like I remember there was like this like line that you would put like a box on, right? So I would go to that line, since like, you know, it's kind of like a communal like watering hole type stuff. So we would go there and we would talk for like 10 minutes because we already did like enough work that the rate wouldn't go too much. So I'm like, we would crack jokes, blah, blah, and that would get me through like the next 10 minutes or whatever. And then I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna get some water. Like give myself like little goals, like little things to do. Like, all right, I'll do this for 10 minutes, I'll do that, and then I'll go to the bathroom, and then I'll do this, and blah, blah, blah. To just get my mind off of my mind. And it's just like, whew. Like, I'm happy I got out of that area, because I got into another area where I could talk more.
Yeah.
Because just being around people, I don't want that to stop. You know? So,
I kind of...
that was my loneliest lonely. No, I'm done.
Oh, okay. I kind of take it the opposite way. I'm more happier when I'm at my lonely now. Because I know my true emotions and I know my true intentions now. So I can be by myself and be at peace. And I can have those negative thoughts, and I can be mindful of those negative thoughts and know that those aren't truly what I'm thinking. It's just negative thoughts. You get me?
Yeah.
It's just in the back of my head. That needs to get shifted out.
So your loneliest lonely won't exactly be a negative. It'll be more of a positive.
Yeah,
or
but
a
at first,
neutral ground.
Yeah, neutral ground. But at first it was like at first it was a negative because I had to get used to it.
Yeah, because
you see all your darkness when you're at your loneliest lonely.
Yeah, it's still negative for me, and I wish that one day it could not be so fucking negative, you know. But
like that Search Taken song, "The Devil Is Lonely," the D Devil.
It's from his own music, his solo stuff.
My bad. System of a Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's on the first album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sugar. It's called D Devil. It goes, "The devil is so lonely."
Which one's their first album? Ariel's?
No.
Which one?
It's the one with the hand.
Yeah.
It's the one with the hand.
Yeah. I love being alone.
I do too.
Like, it's crazy. Like, I could spend hours by myself.
I get drained being around people too much.
Yeah, me too. And you know what's crazy is that I thought that was normal, but in my last relationship, I was explaining how, like, they wanted to know why I felt the way I did about certain things. And I was like, well, I was explaining to them that, like, the previous year, I was, like, depressed as shit. Like, no matter where I was always around people. The only time I was alone was when I was walking to work. And then they were like, "Oh, you like being alone, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Yeah, I noticed, like, you really like being by yourself." And I'm like, I thought everyone did, you know? I thought everyone needed their alone time. But I guess to other people...
Like, I could be alone for, like, hours on end. But, like, it's just situations where you are alone. And you can't, like, reach out or anything, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
So that to me is the loneliest lonely.
Yeah.
But like how we were before in my room, way back in the day, we would be alone together. Like, there would be times where we don't really talk to each other. We just kind of were there.
That's because we were living with each other. So like.
So exactly, it's
and
that's kind of how
you're
like
still
me and
alone.
Are, like, I forget this fool's behind me, and then this fool slaps me in the back of the neck, and we stop fighting. But that's just how it is. Like, especially Samson, we both know how to be mindful of our environment, and we know how to be lonely in a crowded situation.
Yeah. What's crazy too is I could be silent for a long time.
Yeah.
I have a lot of my friendships, we're comfortable with being silent with each other. Like me and Fabian. Like, we have a lot to talk about, right? But we go to concerts and shit, long drives out there to whatever city we were going to, and we could just not talk for hours and just listen to music, and we'll be cool. Like, I feel like people have this absurd idea that you have to talk at all times. You don't.
No, you don't.
Which is pretty crazy coming from me, because there's always, like, someone told me recently, I was singing this song, and then they were like, "Damn, Ivan, I feel like they're like, I wonder how many fucking people are living in your head." And I was like, I can understand it, because I have, like, multiple personalities sometimes. Like, sometimes I'm fucking wacky as fuck, sometimes I'm serious, sometimes I'm quiet. And I feel like maybe that's everybody, but yeah, definitely if you know, like, the talkative side of me, and you hang out with me when I'm silent, it's probably, like, jarring, you know? But if you know the silent me, and there could be people that only, like, people I went to school, certain time periods of my schooling, there's people that would know the silent me, right? And then when I tell them I have ADHD, they don't believe me. They're like, "What the hell? You can't be hyper." I'm like, nah. It's like a snowball for me. Once I start getting hyper, people tell me at work all the time, "How do you have this much energy?" And I'm like,
"This man a little sugar, he's gone."
But yeah, I don't know. The silence part is like,
which one of those
solace in it.
are actually you though? The wacky one, the serious one?
Yeah, they're all me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it as all him.
I feel like just one becomes dormant.
Yeah, because sometimes you're just like, yeah, that's Ivan. Like you, but like you could say that to him about like different things.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Like, hey, he just walked away from the party or whatever, blah, blah. Yeah, that's Ivan.
I was notorious for that shit, dude.
Exactly.
Maybe that was truly Ivan.
Yeah, because you're in a party setting, and from what I just heard you saying, you like to be alone sometimes. So, I mean, that's just you being alone sometimes.
Yeah.
And people offering you rides, and it's like, no, that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking to be alone.
Yeah. What's it called? Yeah, that was crazy. Cause like you guys know me a long ass time.
Oh yeah.
So
people will always trip on you.
Yeah. So like
That's him.
Is he okay? Can he get home safe? Yeah, that fool.
Like, how's he not gonna get home safe?
Yeah, I'll find my way. But yeah, it was funny because they had never experienced that group of my friends, and so basically we were at a Halloween party, and there was not only like my coworker friends, but there was also my friends, like childhood friends and shit, and something happened, and it was close to the end of the party already, and I wanted to be alone, so I dipped. And when I leave, and if I'm in a bad mood, I need to walk something off, like I'll probably say bye. But if it's like really not comfortable, I won't say bye. And my friends already know how that is, so my work friends were scared for me, and then so they went up to my childhood friends, and they were like, they're all like, where's Ivan? Where is he? Is he okay? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he just walked away.
He just left.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're not worried? And you guys were like, no, that's what he does.
Yeah. I mean, I called you up to ease their mind, but...
Yeah,
they're like, calm.
Yeah, it's like to calm them down, but it's like, what's literally gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like...
It's like, you can go get him?
And they did. They went to go get you.
Oh, they did, huh?
Yeah.
Which is a cool story for them because they told me what happened. They told me, because what I did... Because the party was right next to Alder Middle School, which is the middle school I went to for like 2.5 years. And I went there and I jumped the fence. I also really like jumping walls and fences. I said it in one of the other podcasts. But yeah, so I jumped.
I like saying it.
Yeah.
It's an active man.
Yeah, I jumped the fence into Alder and then like took some selfies. I was pretty drunk, and then I jumped over the other fence to get out. And then so my work friends went to that. Oh, they saw my story and they saw that I was at the Alder Middle School. So they're like, oh, I know that school. It's Alder Middle School. It's right here. And they're like, oh, let's go. So then they went, and they were gonna jump the fence to try and find me. But one of them was like excited. He was like, oh my God, it's like Riverdale. It's like episode of Riverdale. And then but they ended up not jumping it. Or maybe they did. I can't remember.
Then they're like, it's not, never mind.
Yeah, because I don't think everyone.
Like, damn, that's kind of tall.
Yeah, that's kind of tall.
Yeah, not everyone was able to jump it. I think that's why. But yeah, so I feel like that's a cool story for them, and it's also cool hearing about it. But yeah, subsequent parties, I would try to get like. I remember one time there was this party that was gonna be in a faraway ass city, and they told me, oh cool, Ivan won't be able to run away. What? That was it.
Oh, okay. No, I realized what other part is where I'm the loneliest lonely is in my dreams, because I have vivid dreams, and so when I remember them, I remember the feelings I have in those dreams.
Oh, they hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, and all my dreams are
especially when you wake up.
Yeah, and all my dreams are.
And you're left with that feeling.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I wasn't trying to go there.
Yeah. My mind just gave it to me.
All my dreams are reoccurring of the same dream. But some slight differences, and it's always in this town, and I'm always walking through people, and people are never noticing me, or I walk through people and they notice me, but they don't say what's up, or I go into this party and I feel like everybody knows me, and I know everybody, but no one's talking to me except for like one person, and so it's like I just have the feeling like I'm alone in my dream, even though I'm going through all these events. Like I'm in a theater, because in my town there's a big ass hotel, and there's a theater at the bottom, and
that
so
sounds cool actually.
That sounds pretty trippy.
Yeah, and there's multiple layers to this hotel, and because sometimes it's not even hotel, sometimes it's like something else, like a school, sometimes it's something else.
Yeah.
But in the theater, I'll have popcorn and drinks, and I'll be walking through people, and I'll just sit down, and no one would sit around me.
Yeah.
But people will socialize around each other, but not around me and shit. But I'll be watching the movie. But yeah, that's my loneliest lonely, and I have to wake up to it.
You never actively reached out to any of those people in the dream?
No, because they're faceless. It's like I know them,
Do you feel like it's when you would talk to me about like how you always felt like second choice type stuff?
Oh yeah.
Do you feel like that was like kind of like a in your mind thing about it?
That could be like subconscious like aspect to it, yeah.
Yeah, because like you never talked to any of them.
Yeah.
But if they were to talk to you, it wouldn't have been like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? That's kind of right.
Yeah.
Man, breakthrough right there.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking about. I was just like, how are you doing with that anyway?
I'm cool now. That's all dead wood.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's been a while since then. You've been doing some self-discovery, so
yeah,
I just wanted to check up.
Yeah, it's just dead wood. Those feelings before.
You know how when you go ahead.
Those feelings before were from like thinking about past friendships and realizing that most of the friends were. Well, in my head, were mainly friends through you, and they were just associated with me because I was friends with you guys.
Like situational?
Yeah, situational.
I don't know, man. Well, maybe. Joseph introduced me to you.
Yeah. She's not one of them, of course.
Yeah.
But there's some people in my life that's like that was like that, and just filtered out my life because I chose not to talk to them.
Yeah.
But they choose to talk to you guys. You get me?
That's pretty crazy now that I'm thinking about it, because Joseph was a good friend, and he introduced me to you, and you've been a lifelong friend. It's crazy. A good friend introduces you to another good friend down the road.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I was actually thinking about it the other day.
It really is kind of like filtering.
Yeah.
Because like this friend wouldn't be a friend with somebody that depends, but like this friend wouldn't be a friend with somebody that you wouldn't like really, and like it just helps. It helps deciding on who you want to be friends rather than like a blank slate. It's better to have like a reference basically.
Yeah.
My dreams. The areas, I don't have reoccurring dreams, but I will have a dream of the same place, and that place will be a real world place, and it always looks the same when I go back to it. And like, it's funny too because like, it's a place I actually know of, like maybe like my old apartments I used to live in, or a park, right? But when I go there, it doesn't look exactly the same as the real world version, but it does say it's the same dream world version.
It tells you this is the place, and you're like, it's not, but okay.
Yeah. And
it's the but okay.
What else is crazy though is that in my dreams I change into other people.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like I'll be an actor or some shit, like a famous actor, and then I'll change into myself, and then I'll change to somebody else afterwards, right? And then not only that, but the people in my dreams change too.
Yeah.
And I have dreams about a lot of my friends. It's funny too, cause like I'll have dreams about my coworkers, and we'll just be out for a run or some shit, because that's just what I love doing, you know?
Not to sidetrack you, but I do have dreams about my Hot Topic job and my other job. and my other job.
Dude, dreams of jobs, the worst. They exhaust you, and then you wake up and you're more.
Oh my god, bro!
But you know what's crazy?
Don't even get me started on that shit. The reason that night I didn't sleep.
Because you were dreaming that you were already there?
Because the night before I dreamt that I was there working for hours.
Yeah, it's because
I fucking hate it.
Because you do sometimes like monotonous things. Yeah. Like let's say you're landing or some shit. You dream it, you're just doing that now. And then then you wake up and you're like, I never left. Like I never had a free time, you know?
Oh, really?
My nightmare that keeps happening is that not coworkers, we're closed and people still think we're open. That shit happens all the time, right?
That shit's happening on topic.
Yeah, so my fucking...
In real life.
No, yeah, it happens in real life. So in my nightmares, I lock the door and these motherfuckers... I walk to the back and I look at the camera and they're in.
Oh,
and I have to keep working. And I was working for like 3 hours, like from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. just working. And then in my dream, and then I wake up and I'm like, now I have to go to work. Fuck.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was like, let's go back to that the other thing you were saying.
Yeah, the thing that's trippy to me that never really, I just thought it was weird, you know?
Yeah.
Me turning into other people turning into other people. Thought it was weird. But last night, after watching that nihilism video on SpongeBob, I started watching another SpongeBob theory video called Skin Theory, where you watched it?
Yeah, I watched half of it with Samson.
It's an hour long, yeah. I watched the whole thing. And basically, the fishes in SpongeBob, it's a theory that they just change body parts all the time. And they might not even be fish, they could probably be humans. And it's pretty crazy. And it kind of seems like, now that I know what a shitpost is, because we talked about it last time, it seems like a shitpost, but then it's like...
Nah, it's...
Because there's a thing on Facebook. The gorilla too?
Yeah, it talks about the gorilla.
Yeah,
and the irony behind it, the gorilla is a monster, basically, right?
Yeah.
And it's a guy in a gorilla costume, who is also in a Patrick costume. Yeah. But he's voiced by Frank Welker, who is the voice of Fred in Scooby-Doo. He's been Fred since the beginning, since 1969, I think it was. And Fred's always the one, not always, but he's usually the one pulling off the mask of the monster of the week.
But he was the one.
But now he's the fucking the
one
monster
mask.
of the week. Yeah, not week, but
Well,
in the episode.
Like a quick debunk. I mean, you can believe the theory. It's still a theory. But they have a thing on Facebook called Bikini Bottom Mysteries, and they just kind of delve into the background characters of the show, like the Mullet guy and stuff. So essentially, they just kind of like, who is this guy? Blah, 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 blah. And they basically do like a conspiracy thing, like with one of the characters.
Yeah, as I was trying to look for the nihilism video, I found they had a supercut of a lot of...
Bikini Bottom Mysteries?
No, one of the side characters, Peterson. I know who he is. He's the yellow fish with like the purple fin and the dark spot. And the reason... Well,
what did you do to my drink?
Yeah, that guy. So like... There's an episode in SpongeBob. It wasn't in the supercut, but there's an episode in SpongeBob. I watched it as a kid, right? Where he's thinking of something, and then it cuts to Peterson in a meeting, and he's just like, and I always thought he kind of looked cool, that fish. And like, someone goes, "What's wrong, Peterson?" He's like, "I don't know. I just had this weird feeling." And then, so they call him Peterson, so I knew his name. So then, as a kid, when
that's crazy.
Yeah, when other people would talk about, because people would talk about SpongeBob a lot, and they'd be like, "Who's your favorite SpongeBob character?" And me, just because I wanted to be a hipster and fucking different, I would say Peterson, and then I knew they wouldn't know who it was. I just did it because I wanted to be cool. But you know, over time,
glasses push up.
yeah, and I was just like, "Nah, fuck with that fool.
You fell for my trap card.
I guess you really don't watch SpongeBob.
I guess you don't really.
Yeah, so last night,
SpongeBob like I do.
Last night when I typed in SpongeBob looking for that video, and like boom, a fucking supercut made by the actual SpongeBob official channel, and it says Nat Peterson. I didn't even know his first name. I guess his first name is Nat. Yeah.
Bro, imagine you said like Peterson, and they're like Nat Peterson, and you're like.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I guess you just didn't know."
It is kind of
name.
The video was posted the day before, and it's kind of weird that like when as I'm looking for it, they actually a video of my quote unquote favorite SpongeBob character pops up,
bro.
And I'm like,
just
what?
saying, bro.
And it's just a side character. It could have been any other random side character, and it was the one I liked, the one I favored. It was weird.
It is weird, like when stuff like that kind of happens.
That's the universe.
What's that thing called?
Kind of like how
it's a something effect. It's like when you think about something and then something else happens. Hold on, let me look it up real quick.
The secret. Talking about that shit?
Nah, it's when something
You're manifesting?
happens and then it keeps happening.
Oh,
that happened with Angel right now. When I cut in on you and then I stopped. You said dead wood. I never heard that term before.
Oh, no?
But yeah, like 2 nights ago, I wanted to hear Carl from Jimmy Neutron go, croissant. So I looked it up, and then I started watching like Carl's, a video called Carl's Gangster or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then like it's him on like interrupting a date with Jimmy's mom. He's like having a picnic with her, but then he comes back, and then like, well, as he's coming back, Carl's like, we need to get rid of the dead wood. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's funny.
And then now you said dead wood. It's like once you hear something once, then you start to notice it over and over again.
The Bader-Meinhof phenomenon.
You're a baiter?
Well,
master baiter?
It's B.
I'm a master debater, dog.
Master debater phenomenon?
This is looking very German. It's Baader.
Oh well, I'm
so probably Bader.
Bader.
Some shit like that. Bader-Meinhof.
Would you like make fuck bazaar?
Do you like to fucking fuck bazarka?
Did he say making fuck? Hey, bro, that movie's really good, and it also explores nihilism.
Clerks?
Yeah.
Does it really?
What?
Yeah,
In fact,
the whole
one
point.
of the things probably even said now is no track.
I think the whole point of like his the clique is him going through his nihilistic ways. He doesn't want to be at the. I'm not supposed to be here today.
I'm not even supposed to be here today. I say that every time I go into work, and I'm not supposed to be there that day.
Yeah, me too.
That shit's fun.
Yeah.
I don't even really mean it. Like it's like you're saying it as like, man, it's a drag. I'm just like, fuck.
I heard someone else say that at work, and I was like in my head, did they watch Clerks or are they just saying that?
They probably either heard it from Ivan or me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson was talking about that, about saying things you don't mean.
Mm-hmm.
That most times when you say it, it makes you feel weaker because it's not like what you hold true.
Yeah.
So it's like the things you actually say that you don't mean actually matter to you. Like it weakens your value, or weakens your voice. If you get me.
When I first started working, I would think about a movie I watched as a kid called American History X, right?
Yeah.
And in that movie, the main character gets locked up, right? Well, technically, there's like 2 main characters. But Edward Norton's character gets locked up, and he's working hella fast and shit. They're in the laundry room, and the guy he's working with is like, he's telling him, bro, he keeps telling him, stop working so hard. Like, no matter how many clothes you fold and throw off to the side, there's always gonna be more. So don't fucking go fast. You're gonna give me a heart attack. And he's like, you're gonna give yourself a heart attack, and that's fine. I don't care. I don't give a shit about you, but you're gonna give me a heart attack as well. So fuck you. And blah blah blah. It's a cool scene. But anyways, I had that idea in my head, right, when I got my job. So when I first started my job, I was like, no matter how many things I do, this shit's still gonna be coming through, you know? And so I didn't work too hard. But you can't think like that. Like, obviously, that guy's in prison. Yeah, it doesn't fucking care. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't have purpose.
Yeah, you don't have purpose.
Responsibility.
Yeah, so work as slow as you want. But so me in my setting, I was like, oh shit, I gotta stop thinking like that. So I kicked it into high gear and then got way faster and shit.
That's why I excel.
You could be a store manager.
I'm gonna be a assistant soon. Nice. But that's why I excelled at my area, because my thought was oh man, I lost my thought.
Damn.
Oh no.
You said to excel. My thought was I had to excel, since this is my responsibility, that I'm gonna have to adopt this responsibility. So that's what made me work harder for it.
That's how I felt when I got promoted.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta be serious now. And I did get serious for a while, and then I kind of just dropped it.
Because I ended up being like mainly the only one on my station, so it's either I let this go to shit, and so every day my work is shit, or I adopt this responsibility. So I have this stress, but you know it's the stress I adopted. You get me?
Yeah.
But everything's good when I come in now. You get me?
Yeah.
Unless I'm off.
That's today.
Oh no.
I really feel like what's his face? The guy, the boss from Office.
They're over there right now.
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
They're over there right now, like.
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott. I really feel like Michael's. Dude, he even does a lot of the jokes I do.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. As I was watching that shit, I was like, that's fucking me. That's some shit I would say. That's some shit I have said. Like, what the fuck?
That's what she said.
Damn.
I like saying that's what he said on certain things that work with that. Shit's funny. You just don't hear that enough, you know?
You don't hear it anymore, yeah. Ever since people said it was feminist or some shit, or anti-feminist. Right?
Oh, wait, that's what you said?
That's what she said?
Well, she said it.
I remember at AB, we were in this class, and the teacher said something. It was during TV production. And one of the kids said that's what she said or something. And he got very mad, sent him outside the room, and had a talk with him about like how that was not a right thing to say. Really? And it's like, it's literally a joke. Like, it's not even just like a joke. It's like a widespread joke.
It's basically a shit post.
Yeah, it's basically a shit post, and you're explaining to him why you shouldn't shit post, basically, and it's like that's not gonna come through.
Kind of sounds like how when Hillary Duff commercial.
Oh my god! Yeah.
They say,
oh, gay.
That's fucking gay, or they just say that's gay, and she's like, hey, don't use gay as a derogatory term, and like I started doing that, like, because I just stopped using gay as like derogatory term as well, right? And I would hear other people still say it.
It's weird how it was like ingrained in us.
Yeah, and I would tell them, hey man, don't fucking use that shit like that. And then I heard other gay people saying that shit, and I was like, why the fuck am I?
Because it's ingrained in them, and they feel like they're able to say it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, they can say it. Anyone can fucking say it. Who am I to fucking tell you what and what not to say? So I dropped that shit real quick. I'm like, hey, say whatever the fuck you want.
I just want Hillary Duff. No.
But check this out though. I was gonna say something.
I meant like from his point of view. I was like, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, okay, you got a little
Oh my god. No, I can't, because it's funny.
Oh yeah. So there's this UFC fighter, right? He's a top contending heavyweight fighter. He's fought for the belt before, but he didn't win because he had to go up against Daniel Cormier. But now he might.
You don't go up against Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, you don't. Nah. But he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight again, right? He's gonna fight the champion. It's their rematch. I'm going too deep into it. Basically, Derek Lewis, he's a funny ass fighter, man. Like, he has really good sound bites. After he has really good like post-fight win speeches and shit. Not speeches, but like he just says some funny ass shit, you know. So there was a fight last Saturday, and he was there. Like, he wasn't fighting. He was just there because it was in his hometown of Houston. And so he did media scrum and all that. And like he wasn't even fighting that night. Apparently his press conference interview was like the most watched one.
Huh.
Yeah, it was 12 minutes long. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so he's just chill, and he even has his Instagram page, just a meme page. And
that's
like,
funny. I would never even have thought of like a one of those press conferences as a most watched. Like, I would have never been like, I wonder which one's like the most watched.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. So at one point, one of the reporters told him like, "Hey, congratulate. I know you said you're obese, but you have a 2-pack. It's pretty sexy." And he's like, "Oh, thank you, no homo." And then they're like, "Oh yeah." And
he's like, a little bit.
Little homie section.
Yeah, and I'm watching this shit, and I'm just like, that's fucking funny, you know? Like, I didn't think anything of it. And then I started reading the comments, right? And then this one guy said, "Wow, he really said no homo nonchalantly," and everyone was cool with it. But I guess in other sports organizations, you say no homo, you get fined like $25,000 and shit, and all this other shit. Yeah, but UFC, they have free speech, and like they let their fighters say whatever the fuck they want, pretty much. So it's crazy. I didn't even think anything of it, but that's how it is.
Yeah, that's fucking weird, bro.
People don't like their feelings getting hurt.
I guess in boxing and stuff. I guess.
Just in general.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said other sports, right? Like,
Yeah.
Or it was just,
like other fighting sports,
though.
or like just like
Other sports in general.
Oh, okay.
The guy who got fined for saying no homo, I think he was a basketball player.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Really? So, I didn't want to really joke into going to sad today. I kind of just want to do like a call to action type stuff. So, a friend recently, in fact, a lot of people have been getting into car accidents recently. But one of them, there's a GoFundMe. I'll link it in our description, and I'll start posting it to the medias. If you can help her, her name's Sarah Batencourt.
Oh man.
She's almost reached her goal, so any amount of money helps. I threw in a little bit, other people threw in a little bit, and it's already up to $3,000. So anybody who could help, it'll be very much appreciated. And now here's the ad.
Welcome back to the Fools Podcast, courtesy of Gallo G, Gallo V, Gallo D, and Gallo Gnome Skis, and Ivan O of the Ivan O clan, times infinity and beyond.
Was that fun? Was that fun for you?
Covering all bases today, yes.
All right. So if you guys checked out that GoFundMe, thank you. Any amount will be very much appreciated. Just there's 7 billion people like on this earth. If everyone donated $1, someone will be rich. But yeah, we apologize. Angel's not here at the moment. Apparently, we spent too long doing some chores between part 1 and part 2 of this episode. But it's alright. He's out there hanging out with Jaime. You heard us talking about Jaime in that Cody Sessions episode.
Yes.
And we're hoping to have him on as a guest in a future episode.
Yes.
He's a real cool guy.
Yes.
He helped me get the exact equipment that I'm recording on, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He used to run Black Wings back in the Yugi days, and he sold it off. And
What does that sound? So now
we're a full down.
we're a full down.
He also, the guy he sold his Black Wings to, he helped him get a new phone, I think. So it was kind of like a trade-off. I was like, yeah, buy my cars for this price, and I'll help you get that phone for this price. It was tough. You'd be surprised of all the Yugi dealings that go down. Like this one fool back in the apartments kids would he would trade iPods to kids for their Yugis. So kids would be like, yeah, got this new iPod. Yo, how'd you get that? Yo, traded some cards to what's his face.
Yes.
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 All right. We had a little technical difficulties. We're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were talking about Jaime?
Yeah, Jaime. That's the man. He's the hype man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The mythical legion, man of man. Man of manly man. Man of many man. Man of many men. Band of merry men. And all the rest of them. Cero, miedo.
Sorry. There's a sound, I don't know if you guys could hear on the podcast, but it's really annoying me personally.
Turn off your car.
Huh. But now it's gonna be hot.
That's alright, man.
But then, yeah, because there's this other like annoying sound when I drive a Mini Cooper. And I found out what it was. And it's basically the sound coming from the speakers hitting the sunroof. So like there's like this certain frequency that hits the sunroof and it reflects back to my head since I'm so fucking tall. So like I'm right next to the window, so I'm hearing the reverb. Whoa. Essentially. And I thought I was just tripping balls because I would be the only one hearing this sound. I'll be like telling Wendy, like, do you hear that? You don't hear that? It sounds like the beep.
It's a dog whistle. It's a gallo whistle.
It's a gallo whistle. Because when you drive it, if you guys drive like a Mini Cooper and you're backing up into something and the sensors notice it, it sounds like that. It sounds like the sensors going beep, 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 beep.
Austin Powers' dad drives a Mini Cooper.
Mini Coopers are dope, bro.
Are they?
They really are. It was the car used in the Italian Job.
Oh, wow. You know, there's a remake of that movie starring Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, and I think Jason Statham.
Jason Statham is in it too. And in the Fast and Furious series, well, in the Hobbs and Shaw movie, which was kind of a terrible movie, even though I really like The Rock and Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Nah, it's getting hot. It's gonna go immediately.
Even though that movie didn't really hit too well for me, there's a scene where they're in Jason Statham's like headquarters and he has a garage, and in that garage there's a Mini Cooper showing his it's just like a reference to his Italian Job roots, kind of. Did you also know that Jason Statham's real name is Jason Flemings?
Oh, let's just say what we were doing, right? Okay, so basically,
I'm so hyped.
After part one of the podcast, we decided to do some chores. I needed to go pick up my daughter. I needed to go drop her off. And since I was dropping her off, nearby my house is Rad Coffee. So we decided to get some Rad Coffee and take some pictures over there. So we'll be posting up some dope-ass pictures about the same time we post this one up.
Hopefully they're dope.
But while at Rad Coffee, Ivan gets a pretty dope message.
Oh my God.
An update, if you will.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
He's pretty hyped.
Sweet.
This man pretty hyped today.
I'm pretty hyped. It's in Redlands. Yeah, my friend, good man. His name is the good bad guy, Jordana Hugh. Hit me up telling me that Sammy Guevara is gonna be at a toy store in Redlands. I'm like, bro, I need to go. I have a shirt he could possibly sign. I might not want to get it signed though. I have a Sammy Guevara figure, but I opened it, and I would keep the box. Normally I do, but the AEW figure line, their boxes they look cool, they look badass, but it's like once you open it, like there's no going back. Except I had my little brother glue back up the Darby Allin one, because I like the Darby Allin one a lot.
Oh yeah, and put it up back as a display?
Yeah, that's my favorite active wrestler right now. But my second favorite active wrestler is Sammy Guevara, and I didn't have the same treatment with his box because I can't have too many boxes, you know? But yeah, so...
That's the problem buying figures. That's one of the biggest pet peeves of mine in buying figures is like, what do I do with this now?
Domestic, I don't really care about the box. I kept
Marvel Legends.
Yeah, stuff? I kept Marvel Legends boxes. That's they have cool artwork, but they're trash. Yeah,
that's trash already. But yeah, exactly though. If you buy these SH figure arts and like
I keep
all
those
the
boxes.
imports, exactly, you get
Yeah.
these boxes and it's like they take up space, bro. They take up
space.
a lot of space.
They look cool as fuck though.
They look cool, but also like they also serve a function because where are you gonna put all those accessories?
Yeah,
You're
they
gonna
have
lose
a-
accessories
they
if you
have a
don't
lot.
keep them in there.
Yeah. When my collection was mainly full of Dragon Ball Z, which it still is. I have a shit ton of Dragon Ball Z figures. But
And there's still like a shit ton more.
yeah. I had a shelf full of my Dragon Ball Z figures, and all the 1.0 bodies, they have basically a picture of the figure, like the face, and it has like a color scheme and dots, and so they look really cool.
Would have been cool if they recreated the VHS tapes with the figures.
Oh, that'd be tight too.
That would have been dope. Like, you know how like on the side of all the VHS
domestic
tapes made a thing?
domestic Bandai probably would do that shit. Well, Hasbro does shit like that, so I don't know. But yeah, the way I had the shelf up, when people would come into my room, they'd be interested in it. They'd be like, "What is that?" Oh shit, that looks dope. Just the box alone, you know, it's cool. And they changed the box style up. I didn't like it at first, but now that I have a shit ton of the new boxes, I'm like, these look cool too. I dig it. But yeah, so Samuel Guevara came with a bunch of like little cards that says "Hit me up," so I'll probably have him sign the back of one of those.
And he'd be like, I hit him up.
Yeah, I hit him up, and I could have him holding up the fucking sign.
Bro,
But yeah.
that'd be dope. That'd be a dope experience to talk about on the podcast as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get the fellow fools to listen in on it, bro.
Yeah.
Because we all fools. If you listen to the podcast, you're an honorary fool.
You an honorary fool. You're a fool ski. And if you're a fool ski, you're cool with me. Ski.
It already rhymes, but he still had the ski.
It's funny because like I had skied at the end of everything, right? And someone was like telling me a story. They're like, "You want to guess who told me this?" And I was like, I made a guess, and they were like, "Nah, it was God." And I was like, "Oh, Godsky?" And they were laughing because they were like, "Wow, I never heard you say Godsky before." And I was like, "Yeah, I never thought of it till now." Until you know, maybe I'm just not that connected to God, so I never thought about doing it.
Well, I mean, I don't think you just can be connected. You just don't talk about them in normal conversations.
Maybe.
You're not really like, yeah, so the other night I was praying to Godsky, and
But it makes me want to. So there's this guy over here, and he's like eating a pizza in the back of his trunk. He's just so cool to me, man. Like,
you know what's funny? I'm looking at this girl over there, and she looks like Rita Repulsa.
Oh, she does. She has a pizza too.
Yeah, she looks like Rita Repulsa.
She
bro.
looks like she's about to turn my little action figure I have over here into a big ass monster.
Yeah.
Make my monster
Kaiju.
grow.
Look at these kaijus over here. Oh,
Man,
that's
that fool
funny.
big chilling. He has a Mountain Dew.
Damn. Do you see how the car's parked anyway?
Yeah.
This guy took up 4 spaces. He's like chilling,
Oh, shit,
chilling.
he did. Man, that fool means big business.
Bro,
He's probably a hitman.
So
Like,
I have this situation that happened. So apparently Costco just likes to get on my fucking nerves. So I had this situation that happened a while back where Costco denied. This is a Costco I've been going for like 4 years, right? And we would constantly use our. Some people might not. might think that we shouldn't be doing this, but we have food stamps. And they'll be like, "Oh, well, why do you have food stamps? Blah, blah, blah." That's right. Yeah, guess what?
Wait, what do you mean? The Costco people or like people in general?
Just people in general. They hate other people that are on food stamps. I've seen the conversations about it, but like we need it. So basically, and they've been taking it for like this whole time, and then this one day, this old lady just looked at the card, and was like, "Let me see that card. Is this your name on it?" And I'm like, "No, that's her," because I'm with Wendy.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "But she's not the one on the Costco card." And I'm like,
Oh
"Are you
my
kidding me?"
God.
Like, we've been doing this for years.
I think that
And-
lady was taking a shit.
Probably. And then it just this whole fiasco happens. I bring the fucking managers into this because of how dumb it is. This whole situation was dumb. And then I'm like yelling at this girl. I'm like, finish packing my shit. Like, finish packing my shit. Do your job, and I'll pay the way I'm paying. And then the way that long story short, We buy Wendy a Costco card, get $20 off of our purchase because we both got like $10 gift cards, and then we just refunded the card because these people are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
So the same, like, you really made us do that. Like, I would have rather had paid full price and not had that situation happen. So yet again, another thing has happened, except we don't go to that Costco anymore. We go to a new one. And then in the new one, there's this fucking guy. Me and Wendy are walking in the parking lot. And this fucking guy, like, swerves almost into me. And I look at him in his face, and he's kind of, like, just yelling. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy's problem? And I just start following him in the car. I'm like, motherfucker's in the parking lot. I'm not, like, what are you going to do? You're not going to get away. You're literally going to park. We're going to go in the same store in, like, 5 seconds. What are you going to do? So I'm walking to his car, and I see him in the rear view looking at me. And I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, I'm here now.
Yeah.
You've caused a situation, and I'm gonna fucking reciprocate. So I go to him. He parks. I could tell he's not looking out the window, and I'm already like waiting outside. And then he finally puts the window down. He's like, "You're standing in the middle of the street." I'm like, "It's a fucking parking lot. You absolute idiot."
Duh.
Like, you're fucking the dumbest person in this parking lot right now. Like, to actively try to swerve into somebody. But this guy was old. Like, probably 50s.
Don't even get me started on that, dog.
Probably 50s. So I'm
Even
telling
that cat's tired of that shit.
even that
man.
cat. Bro, so like, I look at him and I'm like, you really think that was the smartest thing to do? You really think that's the smartest thing to do? And he obviously doesn't even know what to say, because how are you gonna say, oh, you're in the middle of the street?
Yeah.
I'm not in the middle of the street, first of all. I always walk on the sides when I'm in the parking lot. Like, that's just kind of how we grew up, you know? We always walked in the sides of the fucking Walmarts and shit. So anyway, I like look at him. I'm like, I got work in like an hour. I'm not gonna like try to waste any more time here. So I'm just like, look at him
Reasonably so.
like dead in the eyes, and I'm like, bro, just go get a heart attack and die already.
Bro,
And I
you
walk
told him that?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, that's ageism right there, bro. You can't be talking to old people like that.
That's too bad. That's too damn bad.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I really don't give a fuck.
I really hope he died that day too. So anyway,
Dog, I was talking to my brother-in-law. Well, it was like my whole family, kind of. But I was like, yeah, there's this thing called ageism, and that shit's real. Like, you can't, if you're in the workplace, you can't just be talking shit on like other people, other employees who are older. Some shit.
Deadass?
Yeah, it's a real
Bro.
thing. There's like laws set in place that you can't like bully old people or some shit like that. I mean, I'm not talking about, I'm like trying to actively be like, hey bro, you old, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah, that's
no, like
funny.
I'm talking about like these old people be annoying as fuck sometimes, and it's like, dog, like, I get that you're old. That doesn't mean, it doesn't give you an excuse to act the way you act.
Exactly.
Like, dog. And
oh, you think just because you lived through being an adult, you could go back to being a juvenile? Because
I told
can't.
when I was explaining it to the family members, I was like, yeah, I didn't know. I was like, a lot of people tell me, oh, I love old people, I like talking to them. I was like, I thought I was the only one that didn't like old people. And then my brother-in-law was like, nah, bro, you're not the only one. I fucking hate old people. And he started telling me about all the bullshit that they do at his job.
oh my
And
god, bro, I got those stories too.
I'm not even gonna go into it.
Yeah,
But
go
yeah,
on.
just like, whoo, sheesh. Even my friend Gabby, she's crazy in a good way. She cool.
Okay.
She was at Target on Mother's Day, and she posted a video. Like, I guess she was looking for her size in some leggings or some shit.
Okay. I thought she worked there. So I was like,
Nah.
hey,
And one of the workers came up, and she started antagonizing her, telling her like, moving the shit around like aggressively, and being like, I spent 4 hours folding all these clothes, and you just come over here and mess it up. And Gabby was like, that's your fucking job.
Bro, not in a million years would I have said that. Bro, I'm in retail. Like, I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
Like, I signed up for the job. Like,
Gabby recorded her, put it on Instagram, and like the whole argument, she was going off, and then she told her, because Gabby was with her kids, and then the old lady worker was all like, she wasn't too old, she was probably like late 40s. She was all like, oh, I bet your daughter's real embarrassed of you, and this and that, blah blah blah. And then Gabby was like saying like, after that, she called the security because they were arguing, like legit arguing with each other. And then I guess they called an ambulance for the lady. She said her heart hurt because of the whole situation.
This whole interaction.
Yeah.
You're breaking, Anakin. You're breaking my heart.
You're going down a path I can't follow. Man, and then it was funny too because she she added some extra shit in there in the video, like afterwards. She was explaining.
After Effects and
yeah,
shit?
she was explaining her her point of view, and then she was like, no fucking what, like it was her like talking in her car. She's like, this bitch fucking she's like, I was looking back at the recording and she's folding the pants over and over again. No wonder that shit took you 4 hours to fold.
Yeah.
Like,
from my point of view, the customers are evil. Well, then you are lost.
man.
Bro, so I was working at a Lego store, right? And while at Lego store, sorry if y'all hear my drinking and stuff. The red coffee too good. But anyway, I'm at Lego store, and it was a pretty slow day. I was just kind of standing around. I was with the other new guy. It was just us. And then like we both started the same day. We were rolling like a few weeks into it. So we're there. We're just big chilling. Some kids come in, and there was like this little chunky kid. He runs straight to like the build your own Lego stuff. And I see him build his own Lego. And then like the mom spends like another 2-3 minutes there. He's like, all right, come on, let's go. And the kid's like, oh, okay. And I see him like, we're like still with a fist. And he starts running out. And I'm like, whoa, hold up there, little buddy. What's that in your hand? And he's like, oh, I didn't even know. And I'm like, it's cool, man. I just take it back. And I'm like, bye. And the mom's like, what are you doing, Mom?
I remember when I was a little kid in that
like,
same...
that's as far as I would go in a retail thing.
Yeah.
Like, especially like every single job tells you in retail to not stop people. Like, not to physically stop people.
You seen Atlanta, right?
Oh, nah.
You never seen Atlanta?
No,
oh,
I only got a few episodes in.
That show is so good, dog.
I only got a few episodes in. Don't fucking what's it called? Scrutinize?
Scrutinize you?
No, it's something else.
It's funny, the first time I watched that show, because it seemed interesting to me, right? And I remember one morning, I woke up, it was like 5 a.m., and I was just chilling. I went on YouTube, and I started watching some videos, right?
Oh,
and
man, it was a fucking ad.
Yeah, it was an ad. The whole first episode was an ad, and I watched it, and I was like, damn, that shit was tight, because I didn't have Hulu.
I did the same thing.
And I was like, fuck, that was cool. I need to watch this shit. That show is amazing.
Dude, that's a really good ad, bro. Just the first episode, the pilot episode.
Yeah.
That's really dope. I think some other things try to do that too, but I just like, I'm not watching this. What the fuck? Mm-hmm.
It's so cool because like, it obviously takes place in the real world, but like, fictional shit just happens sometimes, and you just accept it. You're just like, what the fuck? Like,
but the guy has like fucking Childish Gambino stuff all around his office.
The guy, the guy. There's an episode where they're at the club, and when they come out, some guy's driving his invisible car, and he's seeing run over people. Yeah. And it's
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, you're just like, okay, that happened. In the first episode, he goes on the bus, and he meets a guy, and the guy's all like, eat this sandwich. And he's like, no, thank you. And he's like, motherfucker, if you don't eat this sandwich. And then he just like, he gets like unfocused for a second, and when he comes back and like he looks back and the guy's gone, but then when he looks outside the window, he's walking, and he just walks into some woods. And then later on throughout the episodes, you find out that fool has like his own channel. Like, it's crazy. What? It's like trippy shit happens, man. It's cool. But like, it takes place in a real world setting.
I didn't even.
But yeah, I remember that Lego store you worked at. I used to go there as a kid sometimes, and I built my own minifigure there. That was like my dream, to build my own little minifigure in there.
That looked like you, but there was like never like that one piece that actually like looked like you, and you were like,
nah. I just like to.
You just make your own.
I love the minifigures. That was like my favorite part. Like, I would get a set. Most collectors are like that. Like, they get the set and they really care about the minifigures. And that's me. Like, I'd get the vehicles and shit, but like, I'd kind of leave them off to the side, and the main things I would play with were the minifigures. But yeah, I made my own minifigure there one time, and it was tight. Paid for the accessories, all that shit. I was like, woo! It was lit.
There was this other experience I had over there where there was this I did a sale and everything too. Like, I don't remember now, but back then I remember exactly like who I sold it to. And I was leaving. It was like I sold it to him, and it was like 2-3 hours later because I closed, and since I closed, when you leave, the only other places that are kind of open are the food places, and they're just kind of trying to get rid of like the food that they have like already made. So I didn't go that way. I was going to the bus stop, so like that's two different directions. So I was going toward the bus stop, and on the way my way, I see in this you know how they have like those half baskets, half like child pushers, the strollers that you could like rent for like $5.
Yeah.
I looked, and there was a bag, the Lego store bag. I was like, what the fuck? And I pick it up, and it's the set I sold.
No way.
They left it there. They forgot it, and they put it away, like
That's
in the
sad.
thingy. Yeah, and I was like, shit, maybe I could find out who this was, like somehow, you know, like go through some receipts or something. But then I was also like, I have kids.
That
And
sounds real cool if you really
the-
went through with it and gave it back to him.
yeah, that would have been dope.
Dog.
But also I was poor and I couldn't afford my own. So then and one of the minifigures had my hair. I was like, I want to build my own minifigure, and this guy had my hair. And he had button chops. He had chops. I used to have chops. So I was like, this is basically me in a construction outfit.
That's called a mock. When you make your own little Lego character. They also have it for Bonicles too. My mock for minifigures though is a little Shadow Stormtrooper body with a Clone Trooper helmet. That's all it is. And I think I have because that's what I had as a kid, and then I updated it. I still have the old one too, but my updated one I can't remember what I had it as. And then my little brother made his own too, and he named his mock, his self mock, because you can make mocks. It's called, I forget what it stands for, but you can make any character you want, and then you have a self mock. And my little brother's was named Darth Thorn. I think that's what it was.
Thorn?
Yeah. And then he
Like Bella Thorne?
something like that. And he made that shit years ago, bro, like 2012. And just recently, like a few months ago, he still has the minifigure of his self mock, right?
Yeah.
And since he's been doing a bunch of custom shit, like little stages and shit, and custom figures, he made a custom figure of his self mock. So a 6-inch figure. That shit looks tight. I'm like, damn, bro, I want you to make mine
Hey,
now.
hold up, 6 inches? He's not that tall.
Damn.
Bro, like, I don't understand how toy companies don't scale their figures correctly. Like, to its own brand, though. Like, though you be posting up stuff, yeah, specifically that wrestling line. And there's people who are literally short, who are taller than tall people.
The wrestling,
and it's like,
so the WWE figures are made from Mattel, and they're like 7-inch scale, whereas any other toy line's kind of 6-inch scale. And the AEW figures are made by Jazzwares, and they have former Mattel employees working on that line, so they know the scale, they know the intricacies, they know how to make wrestling toys dope. So they made the AEW line to be in the same scale as the Mattel wrestling figures, right? So this fool right here, his name is Pentagon Jr., or he always changes his name, Penta El Cero Miedo, or Penta Cero M. Cero Miedo. So pretty much I have this figure right here. He's from Boss Fight Studios, Legends of Lucha Libre line. And I do have I have 5 AEW figures right now. Darby Allin, Dustin Rhodes, Santana and Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara. And they're all the AEW line, so they're all 7-inch scale. And they have Pentagon Jr. in that line, but I don't have his figure. That shit, because the AEW line sells out quick as fuck. Like, you have to literally pre-order them. That's how I got mine. And I paid for Darby Allin. I paid, what do you call it? Secondary market prices.
MSRP? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I had to pay like $70 for that fool.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
But it was worth
Aren't
it.
these figures like $20?
They're $20. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
bro.
it's 'cause scalpers,
They
dog.
stole you, bro.
Yeah. They have Orange Cassidy too. I want his figure, but that shit's like $50.
Bro, these motherfuckers stood in front of a Walgreens, waited for you to walk out and said $50.
Bro. But yeah, this Penta Zero M, he's not from that line, so he's shorter. That's why I ended up picking these up, because it was this guy and his tag team partner Ray Phoenix. and I really wanted them because at first I wasn't gonna get them. I was like, they re-release their AEW counterparts, I'll get it. But then I watched a review on these fools, and he was like, oh, this is traditional 6-inch scale, and he showed them next to like SH Figure Arts and Marvel toys, Hasbro Marvel, and they were like,
Hasbro Pulse.
yeah. I was like, oh shit, that's tight. I'm gonna pick these up then. So I threw their hella cheap. This is fucking $30. I was like, no way. And he comes with extra hands,
good too.
extra hands, extra heads. Yeah, it's fucking tight. Really realistic with all like the wrinkles and shit on his throat and his elbows. But yeah,
It's pretty cool how they like attempted to do the tattoo stuff too.
yeah.
Oh, like look at this. That's like some tiny ass script in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro, that looks like they actually tried. But like, I don't know. There's always give and take when it comes to these toys. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Boss Fight Studios, but so far so good. It sucks too
Looks
because
alright to me. Got Butterfly Joint too. They didn't have to do that.
yeah, SH Figure Arts has a WWE line, or they had one, and those figures were dope as hell, man. But the thing is though, is that they're about $50, right? And the wrestling fans in this country don't give a fuck. All they care about is their Mattel ones. So the line didn't do too good because motherfuckers were like, why am I gonna pay $50 for a figure that's smaller than my figure? I'm like, dog, do you understand that it comes with more shit? It has better articulation. It has better details.
Yeah, the more you buy of a certain brand, the more other brands will follow suit.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, fuck, bro, we gotta make them in this fucking scale or blah, blah.
Yeah,
you think fucking when Star Wars came out and they made those 3/4 inch figures like way back when,
Yeah.
other companies were like, nah, they could stick with those. Nah, bro, all Kenner, all them were following that same thing. They're like, wait, we can make smaller toys with like less plastic and blah blah, save us money and sell a shit ton of shit.
He-Man went the opposite route. They made their figures a little bit bigger
Yeah.
to compete with Star Wars.
And then there was this micro one that came out in Japan. They look cool. They look kind of cool. They were kind of Power Ranger-esque, but or I guess Power Rangers at them esque. I forgot what they were called though. I was watching those. There's a lot of like documentaries on how these figures came to be now. Yeah, it's really interesting stuff, but like too much to get into right now. You know, I would like to have an episode based on it.
On figures?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Origins and all that? Pretty cool. You know...
Yeah, I remember my first origin stuff was because of you. Because you were like, oh yeah, my uncle has like Marvel Legends, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what's Marvel Legends? And then I went over and I got my Dark Avengers. And they got eaten by a dog.
Yeah, you really wanted to build that team. That shit was cool. I remember I wasn't even collecting toys at the time. I just still had my Marvel Legends Iron Fist, the old school one, Toy Biz.
Toy Biz, bro.
And it was me, you, your girlfriend at the time, and I think Angel. And we were at Walmart, and there's Marvel Legend Dakin was there, and you're like, hold on, I need to get this shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way, you gonna buy that?
Because I would talk about Dakin like before that.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere there was a toy of him, and I was like,
6-inch scale, good detail, good articulation. He looks cool too, man. The tattoo.
No, I looked it up. He wasn't even 6-inch scale apparently.
No?
Nah, he was a smaller
That's
smaller
weird.
breed.
No,
it was weird because he was a 2-pack. Like I've looked it up. I'll look it up again right now too. But keep going.
Pretty much, like what Gallo said, you need competition. Competition makes you better. You strive to do better. So, toy lines, they give out minimal sculpt and paint and articulation. When McFarlane entered the game, they made their toys hella detailed. So McFarlane, they put hella paint, hella detail. So, I don't know. I might be capping. Oh yeah. Although that's a smaller line.
Yeah, the comic packs or whatever.
Yeah. But Toy Biz ended up making their Marvel Legends series hella dope. Like they had hella articulation, hella paint, hella detail, and they kept going strong. They introduced the Build-A-Figure line. Like you buy one toy, there's a line of 6 figures, you buy one toy, and each one comes with a piece to build a bigger character. Now, they kind of went under Toy Biz, and Hasbro picked up the license for Marvel Legends and Marvel toys, and they kind of kept the same sculpts from the Toy Biz era, but they were kind of bad, poorly made, and yeah, people, they weren't really receptive too well.
You're not really receptive to me.
And they started picking up the pace. I wanted to stop. I was collecting them, and I stopped because like I got tired of. They basically use the same body mold for almost every figure.
Isn't
That shit got annoying.
Oh my god.
I was like, damn, I feel like I'm buying the same figure over and over again.
Because everyone literally said, yeah, it's on the Bucky cap mold.
Yeah, Bucky
it's
cap
on the
mold.
Bucky cap mold. Oh, this one, it's kind of cool, but it's still on the Bucky cap mold.
Yeah, they have more body molds now too. It's crazy because I told myself, I was like,
I follow some of the modelers now, the people who do the 3D models on Instagram, and like it just looks dope the way that they do it.
Yeah.
And he even mentions like, oh, I so for this one I did like the head, but blah blah did the body and the legs. So not everybody does like one full figure alone. Except and sometimes they're also like, and this guy did the weapons, blah blah. So like one person doesn't work on one product. A bunch of people like do the from head to toe.
Yeah. I basically started collecting the imports, so Bandai, Figma, and all that, because those figures, they put a lot of detail in them. They do cost more, but it's worth it. And I left the Hasbro Marvel Legends line behind because I was like, these figures are starting to get. They come with like the bare minimum.
The bare minimum.
But it's crazy because
they're like, this'll sell.
Because they ended up putting way more accessories in there. Like some figures wouldn't even come with a Build-A-Figure piece anymore. Like they started putting, like for Spider-Man, for example, they would release a Spider-Man with a shit ton of hands and different heads and shit. And it's like, yes, that's what we want. Thank you. Like we like the Build-A-Figures too. It's cool and all, but like, man, sometimes we want our shit to pop, you know, and have multiple display options and shit.
Yeah, because if you give us a character with a screaming head, I'm gonna always have this screaming head now.
For real.
Like it's like, oh cool, I could give him a battle pose, but that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. I could just give him a battle pose. He could be crying, he could be screaming about like getting hurt or something, but that's like, it's all revolving around this head sculpt. I want to have him like maybe look down in remembrance of something. You know that Captain America like look down thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want him to do that. I can't because he's screaming.
You had the Captain America has a comic book where he turns into a werewolf.
I had the werewolf.
Yeah,
yeah.
I had it too, but my little brother broke the arm. I'm like, damn,
Hey,
bro.
the arm on that certain mold, it breaks.
It breaks
easily. I didn't know that until I started trying to. I was trying to get into the whole customizing business, and I was trying to customize a Punisher that I had and broke.
Dead.
And I was like, wow, what the fuck?
You're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore.
So,
man, bro. Basically, that mold, right? Well, the domestic lines, Hasbro and all that, they basically can make like a bunch of different versions of that character, and they can do that because they're only $20, and they come out with a whole line of figures at a time. But the imports, they come out with figures like once every 4 or 5 months. And if the line is popular, you probably get more releases. But yeah, they're not doing all these crazy ass cool characters like fucking Wolf Cap and all that. So that's the benefit for Hasbro and shit. And Hasbro, they stepped up their game. They have like so many licenses now. They have Power Rangers, they have fucking Overwatch, they have.
Wait, which line?
Hasbro.
Hasbro, okay.
They have the Power Rangers Lightning Collection.
Yeah. Do they do who does the Fortnites?
Fortnite is from Jazzwares, and here's the thing. Jazzwares Fortnite line is really cool, and it has Toy Biz ex-employees working on them, so they brought back the articulated
cool how,
hands.
Like, the whole what is it? The business
folds in on itself.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So you're always gonna see like inspirations from one line and another.
Yeah. Their Fortnite toys are $20, and you could probably find them for $5 too at those other, what are those stores called? The ones you go to, where like they have a bunch of shit that people didn't buy.
Oh, those clearance stores like Ross.
Yeah, you can find them there. And some of them, like the popular characters, they go on pretty high price on the secondary market. But if you really want the character, I guess get it. But go hunting first, you'll probably find it. But like characters like Peely and Fish Stick and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, all like $5-6 over there.
Yeah,
Ross.
But online, that shit's like $70-$80.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I almost paid that price for Fish Stick because I like them a lot. But
and then we went to a Ross.
Yeah,
and you were like, you know how much these are?
Yeah, I bought one for $20 at Walmart, and I thought about buying another one just so I could resell it maybe. But then I didn't want to become what I hated, so I just ended up not doing it. But then I found more at Ross, and I was like, all right, I'm picking these up for me. I'm not gonna fucking do that. I don't know. But anyways, Jazzwares, they also have a UFC license, and they came out with a line of UFC figures. Man, I fucking love them. And they were a limited edition, I guess. And they had like real shorts, real fabric for their shorts. And at first I was like, it's kind of cool, kind of not cool. I miss it, dude. Because now they've released the actual line, and
it's because like
the grass is always greener.
Choice, yeah.
The grass is always greener, dog. I was complaining about this shit, but it was better. And also they upscaled it.
It just looks bad.
They upscaled that shit, man. I'm like, why? The old scale was great, like, and they upscaled them, and now they're like in the wrestling line.
Like, I want to know what happens in those meetings where they're like, and let's just increase their skill a little bit. Like, so you want everyone to collect this new line, but have the old line not match up?
Yeah.
Like,
whack. Very whack.
It just doesn't make sense.
And that first line made so much sense, dog. They had like the perfect first five figures. They had Daniel Cormier, former light heavyweight champion as well, double champ. They had John Jones, his fucking rival. They had Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, rivals right there. Max Holloway, a guy who's fought Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor, like, and they had Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone's fought Conor as well. Like, it's such a great first line, and a first great slew of characters. But then the second line is also cool because they have the Israel Adesanya figure, but he doesn't come with like ninjutsu hands or like a come get some. They should have gave that hint.
They should have gave him a headband, bro. It didn't have to be a Naruto
They
one.
fucking gave him shades. I'm like, when has Israel Adesanya ever wore shades before? So what? And then they gave us Francis Ngannou, which I didn't understand, but he's champion now, so it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but it's also cool because he has a Toyo Tires commercial, which I remade with. I need to take the pictures again, but I made it like a little scene with it. It was tight. And then they had another Conor McGregor, his appearance when he won both belts and became the first double champ.
Did he get his head sculpt where he was on the floor knocked out?
Who? Conor? Nah. But I had him pose like that though for a while. They put two Jorges, which I appreciate very much. They put the Resurrection Jorge and Young Jorge. And then they put Amanda Nunes. That's tight. Yeah. They put Amanda Nunes, and that's cool and all, but they made her the same height as everyone else. I'm like, bro, she's like 5'6", 5'7". Why is she as tall as fucking Jorge Masvidal, who's 5'11"? It just doesn't make sense. And then they put Uriah Faber, which that makes no sense. He's a former champion, I think, but he's not anywhere in the title pictures of anything. Like, you could have put Cody Garbrandt, former champion, he's still a contender. You could have put TJ Dillashaw, former champion, got popped for PEDs and now he's not there, but he's gonna make a comeback soon. You could have put Dominic Cruz, a guy who's beaten most of those guys, and you could have put Henry Cejudo, like the double champ himself.
Cejudo?
Yeah, he's fucking dope. The GOAT, the triple C. But they put TJ Dillashaw. I'm like, I don't understand it. And worst of yet, he's also a short guy, and they put him in the same size as everyone else. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? It's like they didn't care,
bro. Like 6-inch line means that you shrink them 1 to 6 scale, like
1/12 scale.
1/12 scale, yeah, that's the one. So it should make sense getting their height like immediately into a different fucking thing. Like, it's literally just math. It's just math. And they're just like 6 inches, yes.
They failed me. I bought the whole line, but they failed me.
Damn, you shouldn't have what's it called? Paid into it, because now they're like, oh, we could do this now. It's like the same way that people were like for Battlefront 2 when the Battlefront 2 came out, and there was microtransactions. All right, this appears to be the end of this episode.
Yeah.
This has been Gallo V.
Ivan O.
And where you at, Angel?
Angel G.
Oh, good. he was hiding in the back of this car the whole time. Anyway, I'll finish that thought later on, or maybe I won't. Doesn't really matter.
Accept yourself.
Because, life just goes on. Nothing really matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing really matters. All we have is the present. The future and the past are all the same.
There's a line I wanted to quote from Mob Psycho. Hantoni nani wa shiteru nda. Sappari wakaranai. でも別れなくてもいい。どうでもいい。
Make sure your loneliest lonely is a positive one.